There's a fundamental misunderstanding in the way that human beings think about what's happening to them. So I'll give you an example. You're sitting at work, an email comes in. You jump on there, you make your response, right? You're thinking about what you want to say, who you want to connect with, how you want to get things done. And as you read the email, the person on the other end said some things that you don't like. And that person always says those things. So you're annoyed, you feel frustrated, you can't believe and so you turn to your buddy and you say, oh, guess who wrote me? I can't believe he said this stuff. What a jerk, right? And then 20 minutes later, you haven't even gotten back to work because you're so busy processing what's just happened. So here's the potential. The potential is that email comes in, you read it, and you answer the information that's necessary, the business of the email. Everything else you see is the other person's thinking, a separate reality, not really that important, not really relevant to what you're discussing, nothing you have to be concerned about, just the nature of that person's thinking in the moment. That's all that's happening. That's all that's happening all the time. So the drawback in our culture is that we give so much meaning to thought and we give so much meaning to behavior and we make it so weighted and we think there's so much we have to do about it that it becomes this extra thing to do. And the result of recognizing that you don't have to spend any time doing that is that you get to spend more time doing the things you want to do and less time processing it. Even crying or feeling angry is something that naturally occurs. And if you didn't get on board with it, if you just let yourself have the experience, if it just didn't mean anything about you, it would be over and you would move on. Now, you don't have to take my word for this. The beauty of what I'm talking about is that it's a fundamental way that it works for everybody. Everybody all over the world. It doesn't matter what your beliefs are, what your religion is, what your culture is, what color you are, what language you speak. Everybody all over the world experiences their separate reality only one way. They experience it from the inside out. And as soon as you begin to grasp that that's all that's ever happening, then you stop worrying about trying to manage it, trying to control it, trying to get over it. You stop worrying about what has to happen next for you to have the next thing happen next. And you start living a life that is expressive and full and thriving and fun and interactive and compassionate, because that's the nature of living in the moment. The nature of thought, the nature of consciousness, the nature of this infinite energy is that the potential is always unraveling in front of you. And there's nothing else happening.